Hello everyone, this is Chris. I'll be doing my article on a meta-analysis of the relationship between social support and physical activity in adolescence, the median role of self-efficacy. This is research phase 4 for me. My topic was youth and social factors. The research area for the paper is social support and physical activity levels in adolescence. That's the citation, and the authors are affiliated with Chengdu University and Shanghai University of Sport in China. The journal is The Frontiers in Psychology. The impact factor is about 2.9 on their website. Not too good. It's above 1, which is higher than a good chunk of them, but it's lower than 3, which is not good. And then the description I just took from their website. Other one, a quick introduction to the article. Overview. Regular physical activity is crucial for adolescent health, yet a majority fail to meet recommended guidelines. Social support is a key external factor believed to influence adolescent physical activity, but its overall impact and the underlying mechanisms are inconsistent across studies. While the link between social support and physical activity is established, how it works, for whom it is most effective, remains unclear, such as certain groups. The purpose of the article is to systematically quantify the relationships between different types of social supports. In the article's case, it's family, peer, and school support, and the physical activity in adolescence. And it's also to determine if self-efficacy mediates and if social demographic factors such as SES, gender, and culture moderate these relationships, which can inform more effective and targeted health promotion strategies if these relationships are found. For the methods of the article, the design is a systematic review and meta-analysis. The data sources, they span about 7 different electronic databases, all listed there. And they search from about January 01 to May 2023, which is a big period. And they only included published peer-reviewed journal articles and dissertations in English and in Chinese. The participants were about 47,196 adolescents. They only selected healthy adolescents from primary school to university level, so about ages 7 to 30. Studies were coded and analyzed by subgroups including gender, grade levels, economic levels, and cultural backgrounds. The primary outcome they were trying to find was any measure of social support, whether it's overall social support, family, peer, school, any measure of self-efficacy, any motivational things they could find, any measure of physical activity, this could be self-reported and or measured, and correlation coefficients between any of these variables. The analysis they did was random effect models, where they were used to calculate sample size weighted mean correlation coefficients for all variable relationships. The correlation coefficients were used as a primary effect size, and basically a MASEM framework was used to test the median role of self-efficacy in the modulating influence of demographic factors. This is their flow diagram for their method section and how they screen. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but they did include a lot of studies, and then also showed all the studies they did not include. As you can see at the bottom there, about 56 were used, and a lot more excluded. Here is a list of the characteristics of all the included studies that are used. This is either like sample size and what type of population they're looking at, gender, economic levels, and all that stuff. And you just pretty much split it, and also what type of article it is. For the results, the main result was social support boosts an adolescent's confidence or self-efficacy, which is a stronger, more direct driver of physical activity. The main effects they found were social support, peer support, and family support all showed significant positive correlations with adolescent physical activity, which is good to see. And also they showed that school support alone was not significantly correlated with physical activity. For modulating effects, they found that the family support and physical activity link were significantly stronger for boys than for girls. The family support and physical activity link was significantly stronger in developing economies than developed ones. And I'll go more into how they found this and significance of that is. And in the median role of self-efficacy, Self-efficacy was a significant mediator for pretty much all the social support types. For social, family, and peer review, self-efficacy accounted for about 30% of the total effect on physical activity, which shows that confidence is very important to encourage adolescents to do more physical activity. And then for school support, self-efficacy was full mediator, meaning school support only increased physical activity by first boosting self-efficacy, which means any direct effect wasn't really helpful. Here's the first table they showed. This one basically showed that on the left here you see the different variables. SS1 is social support, SS2 is school support, FS is family support, PS is peer support, and basically they showed that there were correlations between all the different social factors and physical activity, except there was very high heterogeneity between them, which warranted modulating and finding different factors, because high heterogeneity means the good chance these studies, the similarities between these studies weren't due to random chance. So it's better if you break it down to see if there's reasons for why it's so it's the same. And that's basically what the next one shows. So here's table 3 with the modulator analysis. Basically they split up the 3 support systems they were looking at, which is social support, family support, and peer support, into smaller categories to see those differences if they were to subset them. And they did find, for family support in particular, they did find that for economic levels, underdeveloped countries pretty much had higher correlation, and males also had a higher correlation when it came to family support, which pretty much showed that it was warranted to break them up into smaller categories. And this is important because pretty much this shows how we can target specific areas and improve these areas to pretty much help certain populations. Now they wanted to measure the self-efficacy aspect of the correlation. But first they need to make sure that these variables had positive or any bit of correlation with each other, and this is basically what this table shows. So this just shows that there's a connection which warrants their ability to do the next one. This is table 5. This is the MASEM. This is the reason why they made table 4. As you can see, bear with me here, a lot of numbers. All the way to the right is a column D, and that basically shows the total correlation between the 3 factors on the left, which is school support, family support, peer support, or social support, self-efficacy, and physical activity. Column C shows how much of that is from direct effects from the support mentioned. So for school, for example, we're just building better facilities, or more facilities, I guess. And then for AB, it shows the self-efficacy. So this is if the support system was just to boost their confidence in the adolescent involved, and to basically increase their self-efficacy to want to exercise. And the reason why they included this, other than showing the different breakdown, is that for school support, the direct support for a school has no significance. So it's better for schools to just increase the confidence levels for adolescents to boost physical activity. So in conclusion, self-efficacy is a crucial mechanism. The most important finding is that social support works largely through boosting psychological confidence. Peer and family support are primary drivers. They are the most consistent and influential sources of support for promoting physical activity. The influence of family support is modulated by gender and economic context. That pretty much highlights the need for tailored interventions in these populations. Schools should focus on building students' confidence and competent in physical activity rather than just providing facilities or mandates. Connection to other research phases. Phase 1, benefits of physical activity. It really helps increase life and all that psychological support. Phase 3 is effective physical activity interventions, basically giving recommendations of where to help out. So for practical applications, for parents, provide tangible support and verbal encouragement to build your child's confidence, not just opportunity. for schools and coaches, focus on creating mastery experiences and positive reinforcement to build self-efficacy and promote peer-based activities and group challenges. And developing regions empower families, as a key agent of change. And adolescent girls design programs that specifically address their social support needs and build physical competence in a supportive environment. The strengths of the study was they use advanced meta-analytic and MASEM techniques to test a complex theoretical model. They had a large, diverse sample of about 47,000 participants from various cultural and economic backgrounds, which enhances generalizability. They differentiated between subtypes of social support and tested multiple moderators, providing nuanced insights. And they resolved inconsistencies in the literature regarding the most influential sources of support. For weaknesses, they only had about 7 sources that examined school support, making these findings less reliable and conclusive. Significant variation remained between the included studies, which can affect the precision of the pooled results. It focused exclusively on self-efficacy, potentially overlooking other important mediators such as enjoyment, motivation to do stuff. And the analysis is based on correlation data, which prevents definitive claims of causality between the variables. For future studies, the author says pretty much to conduct more primary research to understand specific mechanisms through which schools can effectively influence adolescent physical activity. It wants to test a chain of mediators for a more comprehensive model, and it wants to implement longitudinal and experimental studies to establish causality between social support, self-efficacy, and physical activity. What I think is they should use in-depth interviews and focus groups to explore why gender and economic disparities exist in the family support physical activity link. This pretty much finds more nuances. I want to investigate the role and impact of digital and social media-based social support on adolescent self-efficacy and physical activity behavior. I only said this because I did a paper on social media influences on the flu vaccine. And also examine how multiple social identities interact to shape the social support and physical activity experiences. Thank you for listening.